My girlfriend delayed my offer of exclusive relationship to have sex with her ex during our talking stage. Plus update. Original post. I hope I can get some advice from experienced people here. Thanks. I, 32 male, have been talking with a girl, 28 female, since July of 2025. We hung out for 4 to 5 dates before I made a relationship offer on August. We also decided to go on a day trip on that same month. On August 7, I offered her an official relationship, but she delayed her answer, saying she needed mental preparation. She accepted my offer and became my girlfriend a week later. However, 4 months later, I found out that she went to her ex on the night of August 8 for what she called final sex. I found this out because I went through her phone texts, yeah, I know, which showed that she was worried about getting pregnant after having sex with her ex. She did call me to pick her up that night, but I couldn't get there because it was too far away. That call was made half an hour before she slept with her ex. She usually took an Uber home, and I believed she was handling business matters as she said. The following day, August 9, I asked her what had happened the night before, but she told me it was only business. She still joined me on the day trip, had fun, and hugged me like nothing had happened. When I confronted her, she said she was forced to have sex. She said she didn't know how to react and was unable to resist. She also said her ex did not ejaculate inside her. She admitted that she had sex and lied to me about what happened that day. She also lied to her parents, saying she was going out because a friend had an accident in the middle of the night. She apologized for how it made me feel, but said she did nothing wrong because we were only in the talking stage and did not have an official relationship yet. Therefore, she believes she is not at fault. However, I still feel very hurt and cannot forget about it, since we have been in love for about 6 months. The pain of this situation really eats at me from the inside. I don't know what to do, because I still had strong feelings for her at the time. More details. During our dating period, she posted some pictures of us on social media at my request, but later I found out that those pictures were hidden from her ex. I asked her about this, and she said she didn't want her ex to interfere with our relationship. Now for the top comments before reading the mini update. Run, run, run! I wish we could post GIFs in this sub. I would use a GIF of a pilot ejecting from a crashing plane. Let me count the ways this is messed up. 1. You offered an exclusive relationship, and she said she delayed her answer for mental preparation. What does that mean, other than the now obvious fact that she wanted to sleep with her ex one more time? 2. She said she was forced to have sex and didn't know how to react or resist. What does that mean? Was she forced? Couldn't she resist? Or was she swept up in a moment of passion? Or is she claiming assault? It sounds like she's blaming her emotions for sleeping with her ex. Otherwise, she would have just said she did nothing wrong because you were still in the talking stage. 3. She said her ex did not ejaculate inside her, but she was worried about pregnancy. 4. She lied about her night with her ex, but doesn't think she did anything wrong. 5. She posted pictures of you on social media because you required it, but later you found out they were hidden from her ex. In my opinion, requiring someone to post pictures is messed up, but her hiding them from her ex was diabolical. As an outsider, it seems obvious that this relationship was poisoned from the start because of her indecision. She lied and manipulated you, and she's good at it, except when it comes to covering her tracks. Why are you still with her? The reasons don't matter. The why is unimportant. The only thing that matters is that you are always the second safe pick. Move on. I already broke up with her. Currently, she still lives with me until she can find a new place to move out. I have decided not to wife her up, cut off emotional attachment, and stop having intimacy or anything more with her. I just consider her a bad friend now. Nothing more. Good. Just remember, even the forced story is fabricated. She slept with him because she had feelings for him before. All she ever does is lie to you. Sadly, at first, I somehow believed her story because I really love her. She said she resisted at all costs, but couldn't escape or stop him. She even said he didn't finish because she left for an Uber about 6 to 8 minutes later. It was such a miserable experience because I had to open my eyes and face the reality that she had lied, even though I didn't want to believe it. Anyway, thank you for your sincere advice, my friend. Now for the mini update. Everything about her came to light 2 months after we moved in together. Besides the situation with her ex, there was also a time when she had feelings for a married man whose wife was pregnant. She confessed this on a chat bot. Yes, I know I violated her privacy. She once got drunk at a company farewell party and said she was about 50% unconscious when this married man took her to a hotel for the night. She said she was almost raped. According to her, when he tried to penetrate her, she woke up and stopped him after the foreplay. However, she admitted on the chat that she had feelings for him before that incident. When I confronted her, she said she was drunk and couldn't get herself out of the situation because no one was there to take her home. I understand that she has gaslighted me a lot about her behavior. She promised she would change for our future, but I cannot live with this trauma and insomnia, even though I have real feelings for her. Next story. I don't see why it's a problem that I moved on with a younger woman. My wife of 20 years left me. From my perspective, we had a good marriage. We built a life together, raised 2 kids, paid the bills, showed up for family events, and handled the normal ups and downs that come with 2 decades of being together. But apparently that wasn't how she saw it. She said we had drifted apart, and that divorce doesn't mean our marriage failed. She said it calmly, like she was reading from a script she'd rehearsed 100 times. Meanwhile, my whole world was collapsing. You don't get to turn someone's life upside down and then try to reframe it as some mature, enlightened transition. It didn't feel peaceful or mutual. It felt like abandonment. After she left, I did what every guy is told to do. I hit the gym. I deleted Facebook. I worked on myself. I tried to level up, as people say. She told me we could still be friends, that we didn't have to hate each other. I told her I didn't want to see her stupid face ever again. She acted shocked, like I was being unreasonable. Then she said she understood and would give me all the time I needed. That just made it worse. It felt like she had already processed everything while I was still drowning in it. Eventually, I downloaded a dating app. I met a 32-year-old woman. I'm 45, by the way, and we hit it off almost immediately. It wasn't just physical. We talked for hours. She listened. She laughed at my jokes. She made me feel wanted again. Within 6 months, she moved in with me. A few months after that, she was pregnant. I can't even describe how happy I felt seeing those 2 lines. After everything I'd been through, it felt like a new beginning. Then my ex, who had willingly left the house because she said she respected my pain, suddenly reappeared the moment we announced the pregnancy. She came back claiming she had a legal right to be there. It felt calculated, like she couldn't stand the idea of me moving on. To avoid constant conflict, I decided to leave with my girlfriend, but that didn't stop the harassment. She calls me names, says I'm neglecting my kids now that I have a younger toy to play with. Both of our kids are in the army. They're grown. What exactly does she think I'm abandoning? Now she's lawyered up and is making everything as difficult as possible. Every conversation turns into a battle. Every step forward feels blocked. I'm trying to build a new life, but she seems determined to make sure I pay for doing so. Why are you not yet divorced? A divorce decree would have split the assets. It would tell you what is yours and what is hers. If you are not divorced yet, it is time to hire a lawyer, as she already has. 1 year separation is mandatory. We just got started on divorce, and I have already hired a lawyer. So you knocked someone up before you even split the marital assets? That's dumb. I have lived in extreme poverty when I was young. I am not afraid of losing some money. Having another chance at a happy family, that's worth its weight in gold for me. In less than a year, she's moved in and is pregnant. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. LMFAO. This is exactly what I was thinking. What I understood from OP is that 1. They separated but not divorced. 2. He apparently got super fit and changed his appearance. 3. Met and dated a younger girl. 4. Got her pregnant and moved into a communal assets with his wife, all in less than a year. I don't think this will work out well for him. Next story. I told the mistress that she got the leftovers, and she's not happy about that. I've been married to my husband for 15 years. I have a great life, and I love everything about it. He has a great career, and I feel very spoiled. I only work at what I love, which is designing jewelry, and the profit would never give me the life I'm living now. I haven't paid bills in years, and I spend my days in my studio, working out, or having fun with my friends. Our families are very close, and we have a big social circle that I love very much. He is great. He cooks and cleans with me, and I never feel like I do more than he does. He makes my favorite food every Friday, and he would drive at 3 a.m. if I were feeling down and wanted a burger or candy. I want to believe that I do the same for him, other than the fact that I can't drive. Cheating on me was a mystery to me. I was in shock for a long while, but I couldn't tell anyone because I didn't want my life to crumble. Then I got used to it. I let go of the love and kept the friendship and companionship. I want my house, my travels, and my family and friends. Everything I have is thanks to him. I got a "Hey girly" message last month and didn't even open it. It was on Instagram, but I didn't accept her request to speak, so she reached out on TikTok instead. Later, I found a request on Facebook Messenger too. Then, I don't know how, but she got my number and called me. I answered because I thought it was a buyer, and she cornered me. I froze, and she calmly told me to check what she left on Instagram and TikTok. I hung up in panic. So I opened her "Hi girly" text. I couldn't help but feel confused. She pretended she didn't know I existed, even though I had seen all her texts about me. She claimed she hadn't seen me, when I know she has. I didn't read all of it, but I wrote back that I knew about the affair, and that she could stop lying because I knew for a fact that she knew he was married and to whom. She became very hostile very quickly and told me that if I were better, maybe he would have, you know the rest. I told her she could have my leftovers, the parts of him I don't want, and according to her, neglected. I told her she could have his body and even his heart. I have the more important things. I have half of everything else at least, so the leftovers are truly hers. Congrats. She went berserk with insults, and I blocked her. I've been crying ever since. What do people like her want when they contact the partner of their affair? I'm not looking for leave him advice. I love my life, and his love and sex don't matter to me anymore anyway. He's told her he'll never leave you, is my guess. So she's trying to get you to do it? He can leave for someone who's worth half of everything. My guess is that the affair partner does not enjoy sex with him either and was hoping to move into your position. But you are not budging. The fact that you are not acting offended and outraged is probably driving her crazy. She was shocked I knew everything. She wanted so bad to know if he's told me or not. What does people like her want when they contact the partner of their affair? In this case, my guess would be that she wanted you to find out about the affair, get upset, repeatedly fight with your husband about it, get divorced, and leave him to her. I'm assuming he had no intention of leaving you for her, so she went behind his back to try to force it. Yeah, because she wants any material things OP has, but can't have it until OP divorces him. So that's her tactic, was to drive OP away, but it doesn't work. My wife's cousin had a long-term affair with a very wealthy man, who was clear about not leaving his wife. 5 years in, she wanted more, and tried to force the issue by calling the wife. She was not happy with the answer. The wife basically said, "I know, you're not the first, you won't be the last. And you're probably not the only one right now. I like my stuff, and you can't have it." Last story. I stopped soothing my wife's crying mid-fight, and I feel so much more happier and relieved. So when my wife 43 female and I 44 male get into an argument and she becomes upset and starts crying, she always says she needs something from me. She wants me to come hold her and be there for her, so she doesn't feel so alone in feeling that way. But how? I'm still sitting there fuming. She's upset because I made some very valid points that she didn't like. I can't just shut off my frustration with the situation to be there for her. For some reason, the second we're no longer mid-fight, she's over it and wants me to comfort her and make up. But that's just not how I work. How am I supposed to hug and kiss the person who is just being combative and argumentative with me? Every time she cries, I used to feel guilty and stop. She wouldn't let me finish. It always had to be on her terms. So one day I decided I needed to be comfortable with her having intense feelings during arguments, and intense expressions of them too. I needed to be okay with her not feeling okay, and still have space to finish my thoughts. I can see she's upset, but I'm not threatened by her feelings anymore. That's her process and it's okay. I'm not going to stop the conversation because of her tears. What I'm saying matters to me and I need to finish. She can take a moment if she needs to, but this topic isn't going away just because it's uncomfortable. And I said exactly that to her. While she cried, I took a step back and told her she could get a glass of water and take a few minutes to process and finish crying. Maybe she needs to let it out so she can talk through it. However, this conversation isn't over, and just because it's difficult doesn't mean it shouldn't happen. It's hard to hear, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong to say it. I can't express how much guilt I initially felt when I first tried this approach, but I'd be lying if I didn't admit I felt a lot of relief afterward. I feel like I've built some emotional resilience by allowing myself not to be the one to soothe her, even though I want to. I think it's a good conflict resolution skill to let my points exist without letting her crying derail the conversation. I'm not saying she's being manipulative on purpose. I'm trying to separate intent from impact. But I do feel like the crying had a manipulative effect, something she was benefiting from, even if it wasn't intentional. As someone who cries involuntarily, I actually think this is a good technique. Gives her a chance to reset and resume the conversation when she's calmer. Why on earth are you fighting so much, to the extent that she's crying and you have to come up with a game plan for what to do about it? Ever since she started having hormonal changes from menopause and aging in general, she's been incredibly insecure to the point that it affects our relationship. She's also moodier lately and acts dysregulated. She insists things be done her way, which may sound biased coming from me, but I wouldn't say it if it didn't feel true. I would really want to hear things from your wife's perspective, because it's easy to write things off as hormonal and menopause when you're not the one experiencing those feelings. It could be that you're right and she's having trouble regulating her emotions. It could also be that you're dismissing her concerns. What are these arguments about? How often do they happen? Do you still like your wife? Or is the arguing making you resent her? There are a lot of factors here, and frankly, it's not Reddit's business. I just hope what you're doing is helping your communication and not making her resent you for being cold. Mostly, the arguments are about her snapping at me out of nowhere and being rude, then feeling sorry for herself when I won't give her grace. She gets combative when I tell her she cannot speak to me like that or use profane language, because that's not how we should talk to each other. I tell her I understand she's more sensitive and on edge lately, but that doesn't mean I have to absorb her frustration. The solution to her emotional volatility is things like professional help, not me carrying it for her.